We're doing the Simple Linen in Flowerwood Try It Kit. So I'm going to get started here. Put down some paper towels. I'm just going to go ahead and do a little dusting. The wall's a little dirty to start, so I'm just going to give it a quick little clean with my magic eraser. Just cleaned off my little spot. Got my brush, my little example. I am going to brush on the glaze. I try to work in an area that's a little bigger than a 1x1. You put on enough so that it's not too light and it's not too dark. You want to be able to see a little bit of wall through it. Kind of also shooting for having a relatively consistent color. Kind of shows that you've put it on evenly. Either put it on going up and down and kind of stay pretty straight. And this is a nice little guide for you to be straight when you actually start working with the wool. All right, I've got my wool in my hand. Like press it down flat, a nice flat surface right here. Simple Linen. Here we come. Try to work in front of yourself. It's always a little bit easier. Start just by going one direction. And you know you've put a nice amount on because it doesn't feel like the pills or the darker areas are like really heavy, or that when I run the wool through, you can't see anything. So you're trying to get that middle ground. And once I feel like I've achieved a good amount of product on the wall, then with like a really soft hand, like I'm not pushing on the wall, I just want this little face to graze the wall. And I'm just kind of slowly starting to incorporate some other directions. Back and forth, back and forth. What's wonderful about the glaze too is that you can continue to practice. Just simply brush it back out. There is a chance that you might want to add a teeny bit more glaze. You just try to distribute that out. You have about maximum a half hour to work before it would be smart to start taking it off. This is your opportunity to practice. So you put it up. Well, maybe that's my favorite. Try it again. You just keep trying. In this example, I put a teeny bit more on. You can really see the direction and the slubs. For like a little bit more of a knobby look, you know, you can kind of just work it back and forth and back and forth. I'm barely holding the wall and I'm barely touching the wall. That's kind of the secret to this finish. Here's the magical part. We're going to take our sample right off the wall. This is like the special sauce, essentially. We do want to take it down because once it dries, it's on there. The more water you use, kind of the better in the beginning. Finish with a very, very clean paper towel. Take that, get it wet, and get right off. The edges will dry out a little bit because it's very thin in those areas. Just get your magic eraser wet and work those little areas. And that's it. Happy painting.